know what, I wanted to get to the sticks that I have.
Really? Oh. Yeah. All right.
Put my glasses on, see ya.
She was kicked out of there years ago.
Still good.
She had her job last night.
Hear about that?
Except now we're all asking for water.
Small prayer for rain.
And every day they said it's gonna rain, then the next forecast, well, it's the next day. And we were down in southern Ohio and everything is just brown now.
Down, working down there all week on the place, it's a mess.
Yeah.
Bad.
So the good thing is all these road projects are getting done. They don't have any delays and
No excuses.
I mean, everywhere you go, we were on vacation, went out west, and I saw more orange barrels than I have in Indiana. The whole state, all the way across, was orange barrels, this side, that side. About ready? Everybody here? Michael. welcome to the September 16th, 15th meeting of Bedford City Council. If you would please rise and join me in the Pledge of Allegiance. I pledge allegiance to the flag of the United States of America and to the republic for which it stands, one nation, under God, indivisible, with liberty and justice for all. Clerk, call the roll, please.
Fluharty?
Here.
Smith?
Here.
Asbury?
Here.
Cochee?
Here.
Spinks? Here. Selby?
Here.
Can I have a motion to excuse Councilman Longino by Asbury, second by Smith? Call the roll, please.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Selby?
Yes.
Council, you have the minutes of the public hearing of June 2nd, 2025. It says 6th on the paper, but it's the 2nd. I only remember because it was my dad's birthday. Seeing any corrections? Seeing none, could I have a motion for acceptance by Spinks, second by Fluharty. Call the roll, please.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Selby?
Yes.
You have the minutes of the work session of September 2nd, 2025. Any corrections to those? Seeing none, I have a motion for acceptance by Asbury, second by Smith. Call the roll, please.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Selby?
Yes.
And you have the minutes of the regular meeting of September 2nd, 2025. Any corrections to those? Seeing none, can I have a motion for acceptance by Spinks, second by Selby? Call the roll, please.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Selby?
Yes.
Under old business, we have ordinance number 59-25.
Which is an ordinance, amending ordinance number 44-24 concerning section 911.01 entitled Water Rates of our codified ordinances of the city related to the rates, water rates, and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension by Asbury, second by Smith. Call the roll, please.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Selby?
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Fluharty, second by Spinks. Jennifer?
Thank you, Mayor. This is the third and final reading for the water rate that we do every year. We had the first reading on August 4th, the second reading on September 2nd. And tonight on third, this is just a increase of the rate is only based on the increase that the city of Cleveland Water is charging the city that we're passing on to the residents.
Okay. Call the roll, please.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Selby?
Yes.
Ordinance number 60-25.
It's an ordinance amending ordinance number 50-24 concerning section 911.02 entitled Sewer Rates of our ordinances as related to sewer rates and declaring an emergency.
Motion for suspension by Smith, second by Asbury. Call the roll, please.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Selby?
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Spinks, second by Fluharty. Jennifer?
Thank you, Mayor. Same as last one, this is the third and final reading. We had a reading on August 4th, reading on September 2nd. And this is proposing an increase of 10% on the sewer portion of the bill. And because there's a lot of improvements that are coming along for the EPA. And if Mike wanted to add anything to that or not.
Mike, want to add something to the sewer rates?
So what we've done, as everyone's familiar with, we have presented a ideal or scenario one, as we refer to the Ohio EPA for consideration. They did respond to that and ask for some modifications and what the effects would those modifications be. We believe that there is no option other than the first scenario, because based on the projects that we're identifying, we believe it'll have a greater impact in the first decade and will substantially reduce the I&I and the infiltration of the system. And by doing that, some of the extensive projects that the Ohio EPA is calling for will not be necessary in years 20 through 40. So one of the ones primarily is the headworks. So that is for those, the headworks is where everything is coming in down to the plant. That needs to get significantly upgraded. Hasn't been upgraded in decades. And the goal is to obviously make that more efficient and increase capacity. So the goal is that we did provide, like I said, scenario 2, although we're really not going to budge on that. And I want to kind of give our position as it stands today. We do have a follow-up discussion and negotiations with Ohio EPA on Wednesday, and then again next week. So we should have some clarification on future projects soon.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Jumping ahead here. Thank you. Ordinance number 61-25.
Which amends prior ordinance number 43-24 of our codified ordinance, section 91103, entitled Rate Reduction for Disabled Persons and Senior Citizens for Water and Sewer Discounts, and declaring an emergency.
I have a motion for suspension by Spinks, second by Fluharty. Call the roll, please.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Selby?
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Smith, second by Asbury. Mike or Jennifer?
Thank you, Mayor. This was also the third and final reading for this ordinance. We had a first reading August 4th, second reading September 2nd. So we're continuing the 30% discount for those people's, or persons, or households, I should say. They have a household income of $38,882 or less in 2024. It applied by the end of this month if possible. We'll still take applications after the end of the month. And this is only for single family residences. This was not clear before, this is the way it's been, but it wasn't clear in the ordinance, so there was a minor adjustment to the ordinance that you've been doing the third and final reading on. And other than that, there's no other changes related to that.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Selby?
Yes.
Now, before we start the reports, first I want to send out condolences to the village of Oakwood on the loss of their mayor, Gary Gottschalk, and also to his family. He died suddenly just a couple days ago, I believe. So we want to send our condolences to them. He was a very long-standing mayor out there, did a lot of good things in the village. And also, I want to thank Sandy for sitting in for me last week when I had the burden of being on vacation. And also to remind you, the State of the City address is tomorrow. Doors open 11:30. We'll start about noon. Over to Ellenwood. Please come. And City Manager.
Thank you, Mayor. A few items. Quick reminder that the Children's Fall Fest event that's put on by the City of Bedford is scheduled for October 4th. It's going to be from 10 to 1 on the Bedford Commons. As the Mayor said, we do have the State of the City address tomorrow. Those of you that are unable to make that, it will be recorded, and we will have that information posted on the city's website shortly afterwards. I do want to just mention and also send a thank you to our partners at the County Land Bank. We have two projects that are moving forward. 65 Talbot, the new construction, the new home construction is underway. That was a abandoned property that the city had acquired through a tax foreclosure. We did receive a grant in partnership with the land bank, and that was torn down, and they are now constructing a new approximately 1,700 square foot home, 3 bedrooms, 2 bathrooms. Very nice addition. Also, I'd like to thank them and inform the public that the bid document is going out for the demolition of 97 Northfield. This has been a property that was vacant for decades. The tax bill was north of $100,000. The city did condemn it and ultimately worked with the land bank, and they're providing a grant up to 75% to demolish the structure. And it's going to be a significant cost. I want to say the expectation is somewhere around $70,000 to take that structure down. All brick, large building. Councilman Fluharty, that should be down in the coming months. They started the asbestos abatement, I believe, last week. So that will get cleaned up. Also, the fire department was working on hydrant flushing, and they were making their way through town. Our process is, if you see, I know I talked to Councilwoman Spinks, or other areas, if we come across a hydrant that might be inoperable or not functioning properly or leaking, we then notify, the fire department notifies the water department, and we'll work to get that repaired and fixed as quickly as possible. It's one of the pluses of having an internal water department. Also want to point out that while we have been compiling the list and we regularly submit streetlights that are out when we get inquiries from the public, or if we recognize those when we're out, the auxiliary officers will be coordinating a citywide assessment this fall, where we'll be going around identifying all lights that are out, and those will get submitted to First Energy for repairs. Also like to point out that the Bedford Commons project is rounding third. There's still some items that still need to get installed. Overall, it's turning out better than anticipated. They've done a great job. Kudos to the staff as far as planning that, designing that. We are on pace to come in under budget, and look for information on a ribbon cutting for that early next month. And lastly, I just want to point out thank you to those that have shared concerns, and thank you to staff members. You know who you are. We've seen significant improvements and some investment at the Bedford Post Office. End of report.
Yeah, finally, it's looking a lot better down there. Thank you, Mike. Somebody was been on them for quite a while to get that fixed up. It looks pretty good down there. Mr. Law Director.
Really have no report, but I would also like to send my condolences to the Gottschalk family. I had the pleasure of working with Mayor Gottschalk over the years, and he'll be missed. End of report.
Finance Director.
Thank you, Mayor. I have no report tonight. Thank you.
Okay. Mr. Fluharty.
Thank you, Master Destruction. Anybody wants to know who the Master of Destruction of Mines are, they got this local paper that comes to your mailbox once in a while. I'm not going to mention the name of it or the editor by name, but he had our mayor here throwing him under the bus for doing things that he has no business of doing anything with the city or the school. The school does all this on their own, guys. We don't make too many decisions for this school. The school does what it has to do. And the mayor, us, and everybody else, they got problems like we got a few problems, and that's their business, not ours. But to put him, it's election year, I understand this. He was trying to get people in here, and he's using the mayor for, it says a masterminds of destruction. And this editor knows better than this. He's better than this. And he's been on school board himself for 25 years. And he just, like I said, this paper is just, it's aggravating when you pick it up once in a while. Thank God it only comes to my house once a year, I think. And when I seen his picture on the wall, I said, well, that's not good. But the only thing this good paper is good for is to put it in your birdcage so they can do its businesses on it, because that's about it. So anybody that wants to read it, it's up here before I shred it. But it's just a shame that that's our only paper that comes around the neighborhood, and he just writes a lot of negative stuff on this thing. So, in the report, I just had to rant and rave about it.
Thank you. Mr. Smith?
Good evening, everyone. Glad to see some new faces. The thing I have is anyone in my ward, Ward 4, as was mentioned, State of the City is tomorrow. Please attend, come and ask all the questions that you need to ask in the report. Thank you.
Thank you. Mr. Asbury?
Thank you, Mayor. The garage sale this past weekend looks like it was another success. There was upwards of 60 houses on the list. There was a couple impromptu that popped up last minute. I talked to some people. My wife and I had a chance to go out. It was our grandson's second birthday, so there was a little conflict, but it was later in the day, so we got to go out and buy stuff that we didn't need. And there's a possibility after 40 years of collecting stuff as a couple, we may have our own garage sale next year. So fingers crossed for that. City manager, thank you. I turned in some problem properties, commercial properties in the last couple weeks. And luckily our guys didn't have to take care of that because a phone call was made, the property manager was made aware, and they were very prompt at replying and taking care of the issue. So a neighbor over in Denver, thanks you also. I was going to mention the post office. The lot looks much nicer now. It's about time. I know the city manager has been on them for months about this, so thanks again. The Commons looks great. Poor Billy Dark. He's going to have so much to take care of, but it does look great, and once it's finished, it's going to look even better. Mike, do we have any status on the catch basins that we're waiting for in West Glendale?
I knew you were gonna ask me.
Yeah.
I don't. I will have that, give me a day or two and I'll get that on to you.
And I guess last, the next and final chipper of the season is the week of October 6th. Please call the service department, get on the list. From what I read in the water bill, there will be no additions once that list is done for the week. So make sure you give them a call, get on the list. This will be the last one in the year, and then in November, later in the fall, the leaf pickup starts. So be prepared for that. And it looks like they're starting to drop pretty soon, even with the warm weather. So that's all I've got.
Thank you.
Oh, I'm sorry. Condolences to Gary Galchuk's family and friends.
Mrs. Spinks?
Condolences for the mayor. His service is Friday, September the 19th at 9:30 a.m. at Mount Zion Church there in Oakwood Village. I believe it was Saturday when he passed. Their former clerk of council's our secretary for NOCO, one of the boards, and sent it out pretty fast. He had been very ill. So condolences to his family and friends. Yes, Mike, big thank you for that post office thing. I know you've been on them. And I was so worried about that, talking about the Bedford Commons project, but that looking so pretty, and I was just so worried. It was like the post office looked so bad. And kudos to you for staying on them and getting that done. We appreciate it. Let's see. Thanks again, Mike, for covering on the fire hydrants. Yeah, if you see a problem, had one of my daily 4 or 5 times ward checks a day. I saw flushing in the morning, and then the afternoon it was making a big hissing sound, and so it was the weekend, so I took a film of it and sent it to a video of it and sent it to Mike. And so thanks for jumping on that pretty quick. So if you have problems, because it does, like I said, they're old. So if you have a problem with the fire hydrants, please let your council person know or the city know. Fall Fest, as Mike said, Bedford Historical Society, and I see one of our board members out there, Rich. Thank you for coming to the meeting. Don't forget we have a meeting tomorrow night. Bedford Historical Society will be doing, in the community room, make and take art. So me and a couple of our other board members were doing our crafty art projects but we are in the basement, rain or shine. It's worked out over the last couple of years to do it in the basement. So that's coming up. Mike, a lot of residents, and I know we talked about this before, speed tables, so the statistics on how they're helping, and I know have more people that will understand. They think that we just get 20 more of them and have them on every street. So that's the biggest thing I get. Graycroft, we have continued problems with the speeding on that street now that the cover's fixed. There's still streets. I mean, it's not a main, and I tried to tell them that, council we didn't decide where they went. Our police department did. But,
So, I mean, they are improving. I mean, we've received, the mayor and I talked about this earlier today, more compliments than complaints. There's been some complaints, but not a ton. They are working. I think looking over a lot of the data from the police department, there's been a number of things that we've done, like listening to the public's concerns over the last 12 months, 18 months. It's a combination of speed tables. It's a combination of targeted enforcement on some of the streets that we, based on our moving digital sign that monitors and that collects data, we know which streets are speeders more frequently than others. So targeted enforcement there. Our traffic unit has also proven to be very valuable. Since that's inception in mid-April, they've issued over 110, 120 traffic citations for speeding, parking, running stop signs, all of that. So I think it's a combination of things. We hear that, they go slow over the speed table, but then they speed up afterwards. Unfortunately, we're not in a position to purchase another 15 of those. Those 6 that we purchased those with cost savings within a budget, so we did not go over our budget last year. But those are almost $30,000 to acquire all 6 of those sets. We cut costs by making and installing all of this necessary signage. We did that in-house, and then our staff also did the install themselves, and they are permanent. We're not going to be moving those around. And we contacted a number of other communities that have done projects like this, and our staff met with the city of Lakewood that came up with the best way to get these installed the most secure, and we've mimicked that. So, they're working.
Yeah.
Not perfect, I don't think, but when you add all that up, I think it's trying to address, those quality of life concerns as far as parking, speeding, running stop signs, things like that.
yeah, I have noticed that it has been better on Graycroft is still really bad. Gould is horrendous. They come right off of Center Road, and those stop signs there is just a suggestion. They still fly by the one in front of my house. Tickets, I have been noticing I go out very early in the morning sometimes. I notice that they are writing tickets left and right, which is kudos to our guys for doing that. And Mike, thank you to some of our trees. We're known as a tree city, but we've had so many diseased trees this year, so it's kind of sad to see the trees cut down, but sometimes, and believe me, our guy that does our arborist, he will not take that tree down unless it is just absolutely so diseased. If there's one speck of green on it, it's not coming down, because I've got a couple and they look so bad, but he's, and I trust him because he knows what he's doing. But some of the trees, like there's one that's on Center Road when you're coming out of Meadowgate, it's so overgrown. I mean, you've got to really and I've turned that in several times, They haven't trimmed it yet. I'm waiting for it. I turned it in again today. But you have to, inch out before you can see what's coming. They did, there was one on Gould and there was almost a bad wreck. I was out picking up trash and saw it. The guy could not see the stop sign, so he just went, and thank God the lady was paying attention. So kudos to our tree guys. Got a couple cut down on Flora, which was much needed. It was very badly diseased. One that was kind of in bad shape on Flora, on your end, and I know we had, yeah, and understanding. But let's see. Only other thing was Mike, and we've talked over it, and kudos to our police department over the last couple of years. The Automobile Bar has been a thorn in my side, the city side, the police and fire department side. I won't go into it really in depth. But last weekend, it was a Browns game opener. It was also someone's birthday party. And so there was a lot more people, and they were parking into Broadway Diner. The poor employees couldn't get out to leave to go because all of the patrons from the Automobile Bar were parked. They were parked on the sidewalks. So police did come and do that. They were parked on Greencroft, on the sidewalks. They filled up the old Mazda parking lot, which is bad because our guys can't do anything about private property. So, and the trash was horrendous the next day. It was horrible. Did talk to the owner of the Dent Wizard that's right there, because they also parked on Broadway in a little where they're usually their bay to get cars in and out. So when you're coming out of Greencroft, you couldn't see. So I know this weekend I was worried about it. I called Mike several times, and it was just very aggravating because we're so limited in what we're doing, but we are still working on it. But it's just like, in the poor people that live on Sector, it's crazy. They've been there a long time, and it's just an inconsideration. But again, if you see something like that, they're on the side, because I'm in my word 1,000 times a day, but I can't always be there all the time. So if you see something like that, you have to call. You're more than welcome to call me. I'm going to answer, but 9 times out of 10, I'm going to tell you, you got to call when you see something. You have to call the police. And the reason why, and other people, I don't want to call. You have to, because it has to be documented. And then that way, if we go to court or whatever, we have it documented saying, here. Mike always preaches on it like that. Make sure that they call. One more shout out, and thank you. And she's kind of unsung hero. Debbie, I know you're watching. Debbie Perea. She is just a gem to have here. She's Mike's right and left hand sometimes. She's who we turn our complaints into. And she's just, thank you, Debbie, for all you do. I know it's your job, but you go beyond. End of report.
Thank you. Mr. Selby.
Thank you, Mayor. Good evening, everyone. Resident visits and calls. Since the September 2nd council meeting, I visited Ward 2 residents as well as responded to resident phone inquiries. Examples of inquiries included requests to trim or remove dead trees on Briar and Heather Lane. One large tree lawn tree is clearly leaning over Heather and is located on the corner lot of Columbus Road and Heather Lane. A High Street resident also had a tree lawn tree complaint. Tree lawn tree root had uplifted their sidewalk several inches, causing a pedestrian hazard. The root is further grown into their front yard and may be interfering with their sewer cleanup. Mike, many Bedford residents can probably relate to tree and sidewalk issues. Would you please refresh our memories of who is legally responsible for the expense of fixing uplifted sidewalk squares as a result of roots from tree lawn trees? And is the homeowner or city responsible? If homeowners are responsible for the repairs, can they remove the offending root and or tree?
So sidewalks are technically the responsibility of the property owner. What we've done over the course since 2017, 2018, as far as sidewalks go, sidewalk program will work to identify streets, and then we go out and we'll mark walks that were potentially damaged or lifted due to trees, and those are the ones that we try to work to replace. And then along those streets, as we work to secure quotes, we will then offer those same cost per block to the residents if they would want to replace additional. That's typically how we've been working our sidewalk program of recent. The most recent one, we are working with a contractor that is doing a Dominion East Ohio line, because they're actually replacing a number of blocks, and we're just going in and we're gonna pick up the remainder. But technically, the blocks are the responsibility of the property owner. Now, we do have legislation against removing trees, so I can't say that, yeah, they can go ahead and remove trees, because technically they cannot. I will just point out that, you know, a lot of these trees, a lot of the large maples that were planted 40 years ago, they're huge. I get it. You know, those can be a challenge. And some of them have deteriorated, especially up on Ennis, to the point where we have gone in and we have removed those. I will point out that all of the trees that the city has been planting as a result of the tree grant that we received, so we've taken out, I can't even tell you, hundreds of trees, ash trees and whatnot. The trees that we've replaced with specific types of trees that have shallow root systems. They won't grow as large as these large maples. So individuals 10, 20, 30 years from now shouldn't have some of the challenges that residents face today.
Can they remove the offending root?
The offending root, yes. I believe they can remove the offending root. Not the tree as a whole.
Right.
I'm sorry.
Thank you. My crew to homeowners call for never installed or missing broken clean out and or water line caps, as one resident asked me.
So they could contact our building department, and I would ask to request a list of registered contractors, plumbing contractors, or general contractors. And anyone off of that list, we don't give recommendations, we don't do that, but what we do is those that go through the steps to properly register with the city, obviously they're reputable contractors, and we share that entire list.
Okay. Thank
That
you.
would go with anything, Councilman. If someone wanted electrical work or concrete work, they can contact the building department and ask for those lists of registered contracts in that field.
So the city doesn't replace the water line caps?
No.
No? Okay, thank you. A few McKinley residents inquired about the orange safety construction barrel in the middle of the street, not far from the intersection. I believe it's McKinley and Avery, unless I'm being tired, it's high in Avery. And I stopped and moved the barrel, I think it was last week, to see what was underneath, and there was a sewer cover. Was there an issue of that cover might collapse, or?
I think there's gonna be a scheduled dig job up in that area. I'd have to go back and check work orders, but I believe that's what it's there for.
Thank you. Last meeting, I mentioned some of the issues of concern in Darlington. Due to the construction activity on or about the street, there was a reduction in traffic on the street, which gave residents some temporary relief. Residents did observe more police presence, which I mentioned and they requested, which was appreciated, and they desire that it continues when the normal car and pedestrian traffic return. Washington, D.C., I will be in Washington, D.C. next week. If you need to reach me, please leave me a voicemail and I will return your call. $2 million flushed down $2 million flushed down Bedford toilets since 2015. I mentioned this issue last year. It deserves repeating if taxpayers can save $200,000 every year by doing one simple thing. If residents would stop flushing wipes and other products other than toilet paper down their toilets, the city would save approximately $2 million in repairs at our wastewater system over just 10 years. The solution is easy, only flush toilet paper down your toilet. This will also help you directly from clogging your own sewer line and perhaps having your toilet overflow or have unsanitary water flood your basement. Curb storm water drains. It would be very helpful too if residents would spend a few minutes a week to keep their curbs free of debris and nearby storm water drains free of debris that collects around grates, especially after heavy rains. This helps keep stormwater drains free flowing and keeps water from pooling on the streets, which damages the asphalt, which in time turns into potholes. Many of our streets are in need of costly repair. The more proactive things we can do to extend the life of our roadways, the fewer potholes we will have to require expensive repairs to our cars and tires too. Tap Park. Since the last council meeting, I was very pleased that my night checks on the park found no trespasses or suspicious activity. The only issue I found was during regular park daytime hours when one or more persons took landscape stones and tossed quite a few of them into the grass field around the playground. I saw this when I visited the park with my 5-year-old niece, who really enjoyed climbing around in the new playground equipment. As I did last meeting, I encouraged neighborhood parents and grandparents to visit the park with their children and grandchildren so they can enjoy playing on the new playground equipment. The Commons expansion. Now that the landscaping is being put in place, the Commons expansion behind the train station is looking much more like a beautiful park setting than a sea of concrete. I know there are a number of people in the community who are in favor of the expansion and other residents who oppose the project. Now that the project is near completion, I hope the residents who are not in favor of the project keep an open mind until the expanded area of the Commons is actually put in use on a daily basis, as well as during traditional square events. The shakeout period will likely identify actual issues that the city can respond to. I understand some of the current concerns some residents have, such as the need for additional security, adequate parking, as well as others, such as the ongoing cost of operations and maintenance. I will certainly do my best to work with the city administration to address any issues that are brought to my attention at council work sessions and council meetings, as I believe other council members will do. Residents also are not privy to some confidential things the city administration is working on that would solve one or more of these primary resident concerns. For now, I want to say to those people who put their hearts and souls into this project, it looks like it is coming together nicely. I'm impressed with what I've seen and looking forward to seeing the end result. Hopefully history will demonstrate that the honest concerns of some residents held or still hold prove to be not as problematic as first thought. Time will tell. Bay Market, 506 Northfield, City of Bedford, exterior building citations. I attended the defendant's 9 a.m. hearing at Bedford Municipal Court this morning regarding the property owner's ongoing building exterior property citations. The visiting judge allowed the property owner an additional 6 weeks to cure the citations. I continue to encourage the city to ask the court to deny further continuances and proceed to trial based on the yet completed repairs. I understand the owner has yet to pay the permit fees. I would also like to ask the city manager to have the county verify in writing if the parcel owner is in good standing regarding payment on its property tax assessment, or is the owner in arrears, and if in arrears, what that past due amount is. I was going to talk about crime data aggregation, but we just had a meeting to include the police chief and assistant chief, so I'm going to hold off on this until another council meeting. Thank you, and end of report.
Thank you. Just come to my attention now that we also have the passing of former police chief Jim Cooper. He was a longtime chief, really good guy. I worked with him, and he passed on September 2nd. But on September 20th, from 12 to 4 at Cerna's Bar, they're going to have a celebration of Jim Cooper's life, if anybody would like to join in. Again, condolences to his family. He was a great chief, he was a good guy, and he'll be missed. So, keep him and his family in your prayers too. Let's move on with new business. Resolution number 263225.
A resolution accepting the amounts and rates as determined by the Budget Commission and authorizing the necessary tax levies and certifying them to the county fiscal officer and declaring an emergency.
I have a motion for suspension by Asbury, second by Smith. Call the roll, please.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Selby?
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Spinks, second by Fluharty. Jennifer?
Thank you, Mayor. This is in conjunction with the tax budget that was passed earlier this year for 2026. We certified to the county auditor the rates that we wanted to set, which are the same rates that have been set for many years. And the county commission had approved those, and now we certify back to them, and then it goes into place for the next tax year.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Selby?
Yes.
Resolution number 2633.
Authorizing the city manager to contract with the city of South Bloomfield, purchase a did you vote on that? Did you?
Yes.
Okay. Did you purchase a 2020 Ford Mustang for the police department and declaring an emergency?
A motion for suspension by Fluharty, second by Spinks. Call the roll, please.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Selby?
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Smith, second by Asbury. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. One of the things that we were looking to do in the 2026 budget is to purchase a dedicated vehicle for the traffic unit. Ironically, we did get a notice that went out to all police departments in the state of Ohio that South Bloomfield was selling their vehicle. It was a DARE as well as a traffic control vehicle. Primary reason they were selling it is they are so small of a department. They need 4 vehicles with a full cage and outfitted in that manner. They put this vehicle up for sale. It's got approximately 20,000 miles, near mint condition. We did send our mechanics down to take a look at it. They verified that. It would be solely dedicated for the traffic unit. We did recently sell our motorcycle unit just because it was getting limited use. So we did recoup approximately $6,000 from that sale. And other savings within the 2025 budget will allow the purchase of this vehicle for the traffic unit. Put it into perspective, it's fully outfitted, sirens, lights. To outfit a police cruiser is approximately $18,000 to $20,000. A new cruiser is about $40,000, $45,000. So we would be looking at spending about $60,000 on a traffic unit vehicle next year. This is for a third of the price. Based on our review by the department and our mechanics in the service department, our recommendation is to move forward with the purchase.
Thank you. Call the roll, please.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Selby?
Yes.
Ordinance number 64-25.
Is an ordinance authorizing the city manager to enter into a contract with Gable Elevator for necessary repairs to the Bedford Municipal Court elevator and declaring an emergency.
I have a motion for suspension by Asbury, second by Smith. Call the roll, please.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Selby?
Yes.
Motion for third and final by Spinks, second by Fluharty. Mike?
Thank you, Mayor. The city is contracted with Gable Elevator for all maintenance and repairs. They're the company we work with. The elevator over in the municipal court side of the facility has been failing. We did make attempts internally with our building superintendent as well as with Gable to correct those issues last year. It temporarily worked, but ultimately more repairs need to be done. It's approximately $16,000, and we will be splitting this cost with the municipal court.
Good. Call the roll, please.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Selby?
Yes.
Now we come to the hearing of citizens. If you wish to speak, please come forward, state your name, your address, and your comment.
Good evening, everyone. My name is Marian Armstrong. I'm the supervisor of pupil personnel for Bedford City Schools. And every year we take turns coming to council meetings, so this year I'll be with you several times throughout the year, so thank you for having me tonight. I don't know if you knew that the state of Ohio gave out their report card ratings for our school districts, and we have not had a chance to do a deep dive. It came out about 11 o'clock today, but our overall rating was a 3. Which is meeting expectations, but I did want to share with you a couple of really good pieces of information that we got and some good news, especially at the high school. So our district rating was at a 3 stars, our high school was at a 3.5 stars. Our graduation rate for the high school is 96.8, which is well above the state average. It's up from 87.1% last year. We had a 5-star in gap closing. So what that means is we're looking at all students are achieving at higher levels. Our special ed students are making gains, our ELL students are making gains, all of our students are making gains at an equivalent level. We did have a 4-star in progress, which means that all of our students, again, are making progress. We're moving in the right direction. We know that we have a long way to go. We know that we have things that we need to work on, but we are very excited about some of these things that we noticed right now. And also we had a 3-star in college and career readiness. And with the advent of our CTE programming, that's only going to skyrocket from now on. So I just wanted to share those good pieces of news with you guys and say thank you for having me.
Yes, well, thanks for being here and bringing that. That's good news.
Yes, very much so. Thank you.
Kathy Williams, 491 Lamson. I remember quite a few years ago that there was a moratorium on beauty shops and tattoo parlors in downtown Bedford. Is that moratorium still in effect?
Yes.
Then why does maybe I'm jumping the gun here, why does the Planning Commission accept applications for people who want to open these type of businesses in downtown Bedford? Doesn't the building department tell them that there's a moratorium and that we are not accepting new businesses of beauty salons or tattoo parlors?
So there was a discussion a few years back on a moratorium, and at that time, it was in place. Currently, you can't legally just say, we're gonna put a moratorium on a certain type of business, and then just not revisit it for years and just have that still hanging out there. There's communities in the past that did this where they put a moratorium on daycares. And then 4 years later, a daycare tried to open, and they said, oh no, we had a moratorium, and they were challenged and they lost in the court. So you can't do that. That needs to be revisited on a regular annual basis. The only thing of recent that there is a standing moratorium on are vape shops throughout the entire town. That was put into place. Council has reviewed that on multiple occasions. Recently, I think it was discussed maybe about a month ago, where we decided to keep that in place just due to the influx that they're seeing across Cuyahoga County. And none of them in Bedford, but there's been some that have tried to skirt the legalities of the recreational marijuana industry. So that was one of the primary reasons for us wanting to put this in pause. As far as the beauty salons, barber shops, it is a conditional use. There was one that came to planning commission and council a month ago. Of recent, it went to city council. That one was approved. It was on Columbus. Even though it's in the historic district, it's further up Columbus. I think the address is like the corner, but it's unit 10.
10
I think we
Columbus.
talked about. Yes.
Correct.
There was another individual that did attempt to open without going to planning, and the building department did indeed shut them down and laid out the process for that. I will say that council, as well as the planning commission in the past, I can't reference every one of them, but there have been some that have been denied due to the not against that because we're against the business, but because it could be an oversaturation of that type of business in a small area. So to date,
this-
there's no moratorium. You can't just say we're gonna put a moratorium on this and then,
So if you have a beauty shop that's been grandfathered in, and 2 doors down, somebody else wants to open up a beauty shop,
they gotta go to planning
and they are.
and ultimately council, yes.
So you
Well,
let them
planning.
come and do their presentation, so then the moratorium is not in effect if you're saying,
No, currently for that type of industry, there's not.
so we can have more beauty shops in downtown Bedford.
Yeah,
If they
there's no,
apply.
yeah, the only thing that
And
is,
tattoo parlors also?
actually, I'll be honest with you, I don't recall any moratorium on a tattoo parlor. I do believe,
We did years ago.
I think that there is I don't know if that is still an approved use in the historic district. I'd have to go back and check the zoning, don't quote me on that. It could have been years ago, but I can't remember.
I would say maybe within the past 10 years.
Could have been past 10.
So
So
we could have a
we need to update
floodgate
that,
of
yes.
more.
I will say that we we were provided with a number of recommendations that we've talked about internally in the administration. Those recommendations came from the Cleveland State graduate students that worked on the study of downtown Bedford as well as the hospital campus. And they've provided some recommendations on zoning and some other things that we're looking through now. But any changes in the zoning code like that would ultimately get voted on. Like, we can't just make those changes in the back and.
Right, yeah, you have to vote, but the moratorium is a moot point
As
for
of now,
beauty
Till
shops.
next meeting.
We'll see.
Possibly.
Okay, thank you.
Hello, everyone. I don't have any direct complaints about the newspapers or anything, but I hope the tree that brings me here meets a better fate. I reached out to Sandy in March about the tree on my tree lawn, actually in hopes of preserving it. And I hadn't really heard anything much about it since until I received a text from my neighbor that it was being cut down while I was at work this week, which is fine. It's your tree. It's, you guys have rights to do with whatever you would like with it. My wife and I loved it, we loved having it, and now we have a stump. My hope, I spoke with the service director who, when it ultimately ended up filtering down to him, said that I had asked for it to be cut down, which was the exact opposite of what I was asking for. I was trying to save it. So what I'm hoping is I can get that stump ground out, and he had mentioned that there are 50 trees left to be distributed this year. If I could be on that list for, not the biggest one, but close to the biggest one, I would absolutely love that. It would make my day. It seems like I'm in the minority of people who like to have those in my front yard, but we absolutely miss it, we're gutted. So if there's any way we can get that, I would even chip in if I have to. I want my tree back. My tree's not coming back, but I would like a tree back.
What's your address?
29 Flora. Sorry, I didn't say my name. John Blasco, 29 Flora. My apologies.
Okay. Yep, I can check. I do know, just so, they can get the trees down or trees trimmed and whatnot a lot quicker than when we come back around with the stump grinder. So that's why there's usually sometimes a delay, but
Yes,
I'll look at that and I'll be in touch.
Yes, thank you so much.
You're welcome.
What else?
Seeing none, can I have a motion for adjournment? By Spinks, second by Fluharty. Call the roll, please.
Fluharty?
Yes.
Smith?
Yes.
Asbury?
Yes.
Cochee?
Yes.
Spinks?
Yes.
Salvi?
Yes.
Thank you all for coming.